how likely it is for us to see another delay, DLC review, next-gen upgrade, multiplayer information, Night City Wire Episode 3, and more. Those are the information I will bring to you on this quick update covering the latest Cyberpunk 2077 news. But before we move on, just go ahead and smash that like button. This video is packed with new information and you won't regret it. Alright, just yesterday, September 4th, CDPR held a presentation to their investors about the semi-annual report for 2020. Some of the information is publicly available on their webpage that is linked in the video description if you want to check that out for yourself. I am not an accountant geek, so I honestly got super bored by looking at all those numbers and spreadsheets and all. But thanks to a Twitter user named Jack Jakia, he broke down their presentation into a handful of interesting points. According to Jack, we can expect more post-launch content than what it was delivered on Witcher 3. All post-release content, like DLCs and expansions, will be revealed before the launch of the base game, and actually CDPR described it as quote-unquote fairly soon. My personal bet is that they will announce this on the upcoming Night City Wire Episode 3, but I guess we'll have to wait a few more days or weeks and see. If you don't remember, The Witcher 3 received 2 paid expansions, The Heart of Stone and Blood and Wine. Each of those added roughly 20 to 40 hours of new content, including new regions, quest items, characters, and so on. For the DLC content, they were all free across all platforms and contained mostly new items and a handful of new quests. For Cyberpunk 2077, can we please have an expansion taking place on the Crystal Palace? Please. Oh, I want to go to space so bad on this game. Regarding possible delays, I know you all are here for the delays. Jake quoted Adam Kinski, CDPR CEO, so the big boss, and I quote, 19th of November is the only day we have and we will deliver. I don't see any chances to have another delay. So you guys heard it. If the big boss said so, it is set in stone. No more delays for Cyberpunk 2077.
That's what I'm talking about! Alright!
They also said that the marketing push will start a couple of weeks before and after the release of the game, and here you can see how they plan to implement it. The scope of the campaign is at least 3 times bigger than what they did on The Witcher 3, and the marketing budget is dynamic and will shift depending on multiple factors. Jake also reported that optimization is going well and the game looks stunning. They will continue working on optimization until launch, but I personally believe that this should come in a day 0 patch. The manufacturing process for the physical copies takes several weeks, and they say that they are currently very close to sending the final build to the final certification. As for the next generations of consoles, the edition will be done internally and not outsourced by another company. As we all know already, the game will be playable on next-gen consoles on day 1 and will be enhanced when compared to the current-gen consoles. A full overhaul for the next gen will come later in 2021 for free for those who own the game. Also, unlike most next gen games, Cyberpunk 2077 will cost the same price of $59.99 USD for both generations. Moving on, we have multiplayer news. From what I know so far, the multiplayer will be a standalone game that they will monetize as a service. The words microtransaction surfaced many times already in the internet, but they still haven't disclosed how exactly they will do this. According to Jack, during the investors' report, it was asserted that they will treat their fans fairly. Their goal is to design monetization in a way that makes people happy to spend money and not to be forced to do so. It is all about giving the feeling of value that is given in single-player games. Regarding future sales, they say that there will be no discounts for a long period. We should expect it to take even longer than Witcher 3, which was just over a year after the launch, before seeing any promotional discounts. As for pre-orders, they haven't disclosed the numbers, but say they are already higher than they ever were with Witcher 3. About side projects, they say they aren't currently working in anything other than Cyberpunk 2077 and the mobile Witcher game, which is scheduled to be released later this year. This game has similar mechanics of the latest Pokémon Fever and will blend geolocation with augmented reality technology. Also, in the case you missed, the Witcher 3 game will get a complete graphics overhaul for the next generation of consoles. And the best part of it will be completely free for everyone who already owns the game. You can call me a fanboy of CDPR, but there isn't any other developer nowadays that treats their fanbase with the uttermost respect. I have no doubts that Cyberpunk 2077 will be a game that will set the new standards for the whole game industry, just like The Witcher 3 was over 5 years ago. We're now just a few weeks away from the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, and I am here to keep you informed and hyped through this whole journey. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time.